MCTV?
I'm turning it over to MCT because they told me they weren't sending anybody tonight for some scheduling reasons. So I was able to get memory cards and you know, make sure I could be able to set up. But yeah, this will go straight to the studio.
So we'll go straight to the studio?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, we'll do the,
And just so people know, Marshfield Community Media now has a YouTube channel. And on the YouTube government channel, you can find all the meetings.
thank you.
Pledge
Pledge
allegiance
allegiance
to the
flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So we have a number of minutes to approve. And the first one is the minutes of May 13, 2024.
And these were all, you were going to see, these are all as a result of having to have the revote.
I'm sorry.
These are the results of having to have the revote.
Yeah,
These were all voted on prior.
Okay. So one of the reasons that there are a number of motions on here, and so that would be for the minutes of May 13th, Colleen?
Yep, the
The minutes
22nd
of
of June.
May 22nd, minutes of June 4th, right?
Yes,
Those are the only three minutes,
Correct.
correct?
correct.
And then there's other motions, item number 9, number 10, number 11, number 12, number 13,
Correct.
and I believe that's it.
Number 7 was also a revote.
Number 7,
Correct.
okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Excuse me, what was the motion for the revote? What was the
Well,
reason?
yeah, that's what I'm going to explain. I got a call late one evening from the town clerk, and she indicated that the town of Marshfield installed a new website, and when they installed it, they neglected to put the day and the time when agendas were posted. So even though agenda was posted appropriately, it didn't state the day or the time. So according to town council, any meetings that were held when that occurred, and any motions that were taken, those motions would have to be revoted. I spoke to our executive director, asked him to check with the council for the housing authority as to whether or not that would apply to the housing authority, since we're a quasi-state agency versus a town committee and or department. And so far we have not heard back. So to be on the safe side, decided to include all of that in today's agenda. So we'll go through the item number 3 is the motion to approve the amended minutes of May 13, 2024.
It feels so long ago, it was long ago.
It was.
I will make a motion to approve May 13th, 2024.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay.
Were there any changes made, were there any changes made since the last time?
Well, that's what we have to, I know I have a couple of
There were no
so,
changes
so
made.
discussion, if we'll go to page 4 of those minutes. This is under Donald Clark. It says Commissioner Richardson asked Commissioner, I have to insert the name in here, Pasevich, and then the same thing is one,
Yep.
another
that's
3,
right.
where you should insert Commissioner Pasevich's name. And then on the next page,
We didn't catch those in the first time.
Well, the apostrophe too, 2 paragraphs down from where Mr. Richardson just spoke out about, was an apostrophe that's misplaced.
Mhm.
But I'm sorry, not to be
Possessive
picky,
instead.
right?
are we finished with the third page?
Yep.
All right, the next page, right before old business, new business, I think we should insert, and I believe this is correct, Commissioner Bennett needed to leave the Board of Commissioners meeting.
I did leave.
Okay.
No, those are the only comments I had on that segment, or those minutes. Anybody else have any further comments? So, may I have a motion to approve
As amended.
the amended minutes of May 13, 2024, regular board meeting?
I'll make the motion to approve the amended notes on the meeting, May 13th, 2024.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll take a roll call.
Commissioner Delgadillo,
Yes.
Commissioner Peskovich,
Yes.
Commissioner Daly,
Yes.
Commissioner Bennett,
Yes,
and Commissioner Richardson.
Yes. That motion passes unanimously. Next item on the agenda is motion to approve the amended minutes of May 22, 2024, special board meeting. Do I have a motion for that, those minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the board meeting, May 22nd, 2024.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Any discussion? Seeing none, we'll take a roll call.
Commissioner Delgadillo,
Yes.
Commissioner Peskovich,
I'm abstaining on that, like I did before.
Commissioner Richardson,
Yes.
Commissioner Daly,
Yes.
and Commissioner Bennett.
Yes,
That motion is approved, 4 yes with 1 abstain. Next item, 5 on the agenda, motion to approve the minutes of June 4, 2024, regular board meeting as amended. Do I have a motion for that item, number 5?
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes as amended.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
My only question was, wasn't able to pin down when the issue of a discussion with the Naples Condominium Association came up. I don't remember if that was the June meeting or the following meeting. But I didn't see it on the June minutes. So,
I believe that was in August.
We didn't really have a discussion, it was just a letter that
we voted to approve the
Executive
letter.
Marathis, was going to investigate.
Right.
And I believe that was in August.
August? Okay,
August.
well, I'll let it go then. Thanks.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll take a roll call.
Commissioner Delgadillo,
Yes.
Commissioner Peskovich,
Yep.
Commissioner Daly,
Yes.
Commissioner Bennett,
Yes,
Commissioner Richardson.
Yes. That motion approved unanimously. Item number 6, motion to approve the minutes of September 3, 2024, regular board meeting. May I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the regular board meeting of September 3rd, 2024.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion?
Yes. First of all, on the first page, my name is misspelled twice. We're under Tenants Association, second paragraph. It's spelled here as Pesovic, V-I-C-K. And on the following paragraph, it's spelled as Pevovich, P-E-V-E-V-I-C-H.
My apologies.
It's okay. Another comment I have. When the executive director was speaking, or actually I think it occurred early on before his actual director's report, he talked about the fact that the DPW had seen the letter regarding a sewer connection from the Maples to the Marshfield Housing Authority, and that having seen the letter, they voted to not approve it. But that's not mentioned at all in the minutes.
My recollection is that happened before the beginning of the meeting.
I think it was part of the meeting. It wasn't outside the meeting. I watched the videotape. So it needs to be included in here that, I don't know where, I think it should go probably above Tenants Association. Executive Director reported that the DPW would not approve the sewer connection, therefore the deal was off the table. Those are the words that we used.
Anybody have any further comment on
I
that?
believe it was also based on the fact that they received a letter about that.
That the
The
DPW received a
DPW
letter?
received a letter.
I don't think he mentioned that at the
No?
meeting.
Okay.
Well, he did. He said that the DPW had gotten a hold of the letter that the Housing Authority had approved, and it was authorizing Mr. Marathis to go ahead with trying to make arrangements. I don't have it in front of me.
Yeah, but
And because the DPW got the letter and they discussed it they put it on their agenda and discussed it, the DPW voted that they would not support it, they would not allow it. Therefore, the deal was off the table. Very simple, just one sentence.
So you're saying that the DPW received a letter from the Marshfield Housing Authority?
No, Mr. Marathis stated that the DPW had gotten a copy of a letter and they had discussed the project and said they would, and voted that they would not support it.
But a copy of a letter from whom?
He didn't say.
Okay,
I'm just talking, reporting what Mr. Marathis said at the meeting.
thank you.
And therefore, the deal was off the table.
May I, could we table this until we get the exact verbiage out of that tape? Because that's something that, obviously, it happened months ago, and we should have the right verbiage.
Yeah,
I'm not-
my recollection was
I'm
that
not
he
sure I
wasn't
can
at that
legally do
DPW
that.
meeting and he
No.
didn't, it's all secondhand information.
Correct,
So-
that's my impression.
I'm happy to go back to my notes, but if there's recording that is not something I record, I cannot use that as a basis for my minutes.
Well, I would be fine with just putting in there, Mr. Marathis reported that the Maple sewer connection deal was off the table. Simple as that. There's no need to, minutes are supposed to just mention, they don't have to be like super detailed.
I would agree with the Commissioner Pasevich. What the wording that he just,
Okay.
would you please state that again? sir?
The Executive Director Marathis reported that the possible sewer connection arrangement with the Maples was off the table.
Any other discussion on the minutes?
We had a discussion about an award from the NEHRO, and I had asked that the award and the nomination be part of the minutes, and I was told that it would be.
It is.
Is it?
Yeah.
I mean, the actual application? It's mentioned in here that Mr. Marathis announced that he was just informed that Mass NEHRO awarded Carrie Richardson the Commissioner of the Year Award. The presentation will take place at the NARO Annual Convention Conference, and Mr. Richardson was congratulated, but I had asked that the information, that is the actual award and the nomination be part of the minutes. And it's not here.
You can certainly add that to the amended minutes.
Thank you.
Any other discussion?
One other thing I want to mention, that we had we began a discussion on a code of conduct at the end of the meeting, and there's no mention of it. So I would ask, or I would propose.
Under new business?
Yeah, it was under new business near the end of the meeting, and I would just say Mr. Daly brought forward a discussion on a potential code of conduct for the housing authority. And we did talk about it a bit.
We did.
So just to mention the fact that a code of conduct was brought up by Mr. Daly.
Anybody have any other discussion?
No, that's all for me.
May I have a motion then to approve the minutes of September 3, 2024 as amended for the regular board meeting?
I'll make a motion that we accept the minutes as amended.
I'll second it.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll take a roll call.
Commissioner Delgado?
Yes.
Commissioner Pasavich?
Yes.
Commissioner Daly?
Yes.
Commissioner Bennett?
Yes.
Commissioner Richardson?
Yes. All right, item number 7. This is also an item that we're re-voting. Motion to approve the accounts payable as presented, pages 1-8, totaling $120,063.75.
That particular packet is not in this packet.
Correct.
It's not in this packet. I didn't see it.
I'll make the motion to approve the accounts payable as presented, pages 1-8, totaling $120,063.75.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? Seeing none, we'll do a roll call.
Commissioner Delgado?
Yes.
Commissioner Pasavich?
And I'm abstaining on that for now.
Commissioner Daly?
Yes.
Commissioner Bennett?
Yes.
Commissioner Richardson?
Yes. That motion passes 4 with 1 absent, 4 yes, 1 absentee.
Abstention.
Next item, number 8, motion to approve the September and October accounts payable.
Motion to approve the October accounts payable, which I assume are the 2 packets, 2 sets we got today.
They are.
So the first one is the accounts payable for payment number 16141.
Mr. Chairman, you didn't have a second.
No, I'm just defining what
Oh,
it
okay,
is.
fine.
Through 16188, totaling $24,463.46. So it's 2 pages.
I will make that motion. Oh,
Second?
Yeah.
I second it.
You'll make that motion?
I'll second it. You made the motion. Sorry.
No, I said, may I have a motion?
Oh, okay. Yes, I'll make the
So I'll
motion.
make a may I have a motion to approve the September accounts payables?
With discussion, right?
Yes, I will make a motion to approve the September accounts payables.
No, sir.
from, do you want the numbers?
I have.
You already have them, great.
And
That's
we have a second. Any discussion?
Yeah, why do we have two different formats here? Are these the same things, but it's two different formats?
So when you say the same thing,
It's two different time periods. One is September, and one is October. Okay? But,
So let's see.
one is this type of printout and this type of printout.
One is a summary report, one is a detail report.
Yeah.
So why are we approving the summary and the detail report? Why isn't it consistent? Why don't we have all
We're
detail
only
reports?
doing the summary.
because this makes it much easier
Yes, it does,
for everyone,
right?
but if you really want more detail, we get more detail.
Well, I'd like more detail on all of them. I mean, I'd like this one to be detailed also.
You
I
like
mean,
the
it's
first
very
one?
easy to read.
No, second.
John,
You rather have the second one detailed? You like the
I
detail?
like this one, yeah.
Yeah, because it lists all the GL accounts.
Yeah.
Yes,
So I don't know why we have two different.
because some of the commissioners like that one because it just summarizes each individual check.
Right.
So.
I like them both, but.
Well, we
but
could
this one
easily
is-
provide both of them if
Yeah.
you want going forward. So you'd have a detailed one that I think, Carrie, you like, because it lists every
Right.
single check in the total. And then we could have the second one for you folks. Every board's a little bit different, so that's fine. So we're happy to accommodate that for
Thank you.
Marshfield.
I like.
Not a problem, happy to.
Thank you, John. I like the detailed report. Because it gives you a little more information. Like on a breakdown of items, like under payment number 16215, John Foster Lumber. Everybody knows John Foster Lumber. There's like two different invoices inside that box.
Right.
That's good to see.
Well, if you also notice on the GL accounts, it'll actually tell you which property,
Yeah,
which program is being allocated.
right. And
So some folks like that.
right.
Okay.
Even though I still don't understand it.
No, that's good, because that's what the accountants like too, the fee accountants. And the auditors like that, because we have to be really careful making sure that we spend every dollar
Right,
to the right program.
right.
So
And
that's,
there's town of Marshfield in here, and it designates that it's for the water bill, for example.
sure,
I like that.
yeah, and you can see which property for each water bill.
Right.
So that's good, so if we could do both,
Yeah, I have
that
that way.
way, you know, you can have a good summary, and then if you have questions, you can refer.
You can drill down and see the detail, absolutely.
Perfect.
I think it'd also be good if we had actually the invoices here, basis. Not that you guys really have to pour into the invoices, but.
It really, to honest to God, it comes down to a question of time. When I talk to other housing commissioners, you know, around the state, they just go,
No, well,
it's a
you
lot.
guys are more about, 30,000 foot level. I mean, we've got fee accountants and we got auditors. And every single invoice that comes into the housing authority has to get approved by Colleen, because she's local. And then it has to get approved by James up at Quincy before any disbursement is even made. So we have checks and balances in place to make sure every single dollar is being accounted for and properly allocated to the right program. And then on top of that, the fee accountants review the financials on a monthly basis, because they have to sign every single financial statement. So they're taking a look at it, and then once a year, the auditors come in and they take a look at every single allocation.
You said fee accountant?
We have fee accountants that do the financials,
Okay.
That's Fenton.
Fenton and Ewald. So
Oh,
they're
that's
the ones that
what
are,
you're
they're the ones that are doing the financial statements.
I love the disclaimer on the Fenton letters though.
Yeah, it's a standard disclaimer.
Yeah, I know it's boilerplate. Management has elected to omit substantially all of the disclosures and statement of cash flows required by accounting principles generally accepted in the United States of America. So, I mean, you're used to that language. I'm not used to that language.
Yeah.
But other than that, Mr. Chairman, that's all I have, except I have one minor question, if I may. And that's payment on the October statements, payment 16216, this is Labor Logic, DBA or DB Harper's Time.
All right.
It seems to be a recurring, is that a monthly recurring
It
payment?
is.
That's for payroll,
It's
payroll
payroll.
services.
Okay, thank you, that's all. I mean,
Anybody else have any other questions on September?
Oh, I'm sorry, I jumped into October.
It's all right. I had one question on September. It's the payment number 16144 for Elite Fire and Security for $1,190. Anybody know what that one is?
It's alarm testing. Alarm testing.
Alarm testing, thank you.
Does anybody know if Elite also does our fire extinguisher checks?
I'm not 100% sure of that.
Thanks.
So is that alarm testing done every so many months?
Yeah, it's supposed to, it should
Usually
be
on
at
that
least,
tag, it says what company.
Right.
at least once
It's
a
right,
year.
there's one right there.
Mhm.
I believe it's a quarterly testing though. I would have to look into that.
Okay, thank you. So we had a motion and we had it second for September. Any further discussion? Seeing none, I'll do a roll call.
Commissioner Delgadillo.
Yes.
Commissioner Pesavich.
Yes.
Commissioner Day.
Yes.
Commissioner Bennett.
Yes,
And Commissioner Richardson.
Yes, that motion passes unanimously. May I have a motion to approve the accounts payable for October 2024?
I'll make a motion to approve the October accounts payable. Payment number 16189 to payment 16235 for a total of $399,054.08.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Any discussion?
The only thing that sticks out is the Speakman Excavating 16222, $294,000 plus. I've had this, brought this up before, and it's hard to understand if that is an installment or a final payment, or what the status of that.
It's the third payment.
That's the third payment.
Mhm.
That's obviously the big payment, I believe, for the
For the payment.
right here, paving and reconnections. That's the third payment. So are there more payments coming? Does anybody
It could
know?
be. I believe they're still working on their punch list, is that correct?
I think so, and then usually they hold 10% for once the job's signed off.
So they're working on the punch list, and it's likely there's one more coming.
Yeah, small. It's usually traditional for those projects, so 10%.
And there was an adjustment too, like $88,000
Yeah.
change order.
Change order, right.
I have a question, if I may. Payment number 16213, Home Decor Group, Woodway's Fire.
Yeah.
What was that for?
Those are for cleaning supplies.
Cleaning supplies, okay. For almost $1,000. Wow.
Hopefully that's for a year.
Okay.
I hope that's for a year or something. It's not
Yeah.
like for like a week or a month or something, because I didn't see it on the other account reports.
And then item 16212 on HIQ computers. Is that for a new computer or repair?
Repair.
$800?
It was helping Ellie with her laptop and some minor problems here with our computers.
So that's a laptop repair, $800? Is that, am I correct?
Not just a laptop repair, but helping Ellie with her, getting her laptop set up and other computer issues that we had going on.
So that, it looks like it's, so this is where the invoice might be helpful, because it sounds like it's like tech assistance or something.
It is.
Tech
Yeah.
assistance, is that what it
It
was?
is.
It's not a hardware purchase,
No,
it's tech assistance.
correct.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll do a roll call.
Commissioner Delgadillo?
Yes.
Mr. Pesevich?
Yep.
Commissioner Daly?
Yes.
Commissioner Bennett?
Yes.
Commissioner Richardson?
Yes. Vote passes unanimously. We have to revote the officers.
May I suggest, instead of asking for the total, the way that we did it originally, if we just say that placed a nomination for specific and then take a
Right.
vote? Is that acceptable to everyone?
So do you want to conduct that, or do you want me to conduct that?
I can conduct that if you want.
Sure, thank you.
We will start with the chair, and placed in nomination was Kerry Richardson. Could I have, when I call your name, just say who you're voting for. Commissioner Delgadillo,
Carrie Richardson.
Commissioner Pesevich,
Abstain.
Commissioner Richardson,
Yes.
Commissioner Daly,
Yes.
and Commissioner Bennett.
Yes.
So that vote passes
That-
4
two more.
and 1 abstention.
Placed in nomination for vice chair was John Daly, and Commissioner Delgadillo,
John Daly.
Commissioner Pesevich,
John Daly.
Commissioner Richardson,
John Daly.
Commissioner Daly,
Yes.
Commissioner Bennett.
John Daly.
That
Please, that
motion
passes.
passes unanimously for John Daly.
Treasurer placed in nomination was Commissioner Bennett and Commissioner Delgadillo,
Helen Bennett.
Commissioner Pesevich,
Abstain.
Commissioner Daly,
Yes.
Commissioner Richardson,
Yes.
and Commissioner Bennett.
Yes.
That
And
vote passes 4 yeses and 1 abstention.
and then placed in nomination for vice treasurer was Commissioner Delgadillo. Commissioner Delgadillo,
Yes.
Commissioner Pesevich,
Abstain.
Commissioner Daly,
Yes.
Commissioner Richardson,
Yes.
and Commissioner Bennett.
Yes.
That vote passes 4 yes and 1 abstention.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next,
Congratulations again.
thank you. Congratulations to all. Item 10 is a revote, and that's revoting motion to approve and authorize the executive director to execute amendment number 14 to the contract for financial assistance 5001 for formula funding between the Commonwealth of Massachusetts Executive Office of Housing and Livable Communities and the Marshfield Housing Authority. The award is for 667-2 Grace Ryder Septic System Replacement, $490,722.50, and for installation of 2 generator systems at 667-1 and 667-2 for $222,665. The amendment will result in an award of $718,387.50. The source of funding is EOHLC Emergency Reserve Award funding for both projects.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Any discussion?
My only discussion is that I'm not clear on what the final figures were. I know I could be criticized for not understanding how this number was processed through EOHLC. But I think that the cost of the Grace Ryder septic system project went up. And I'd like to know why and by how much. That's my main question, is how did that figure change from the initial amount that we voted to approve? I know it's formula funding, I know you'll say it's free money, but I wish I'd had more information on that septic system final cost, and is that the final cost?
Well, aren't you just reapproving this motion as it was originally written?
Yes.
Yeah, so I could probably get you some of that information outside of this vote after tonight's meeting, but I don't know that it
I don't
has.
think it's gonna affect,
Well, I don't think it affects this motion because it's already been voted. You guys have to vote it the way it was originally presented.
right.
I don't know that, maybe you can amend it, but I don't know if that's the case.
It's,
Well, if there is a totally different figure than this,
These
we
numbers
could
come
have
from,
to re-vote it again at a separate meeting.
right, and these numbers come from the EOHLC.
right.
We don't invent them, they come from EOHLC. And it
But
could
these are
be
the same
included.
numbers that we voted on before.
That's
Original,
correct.
yeah,
That's
and that's
correct.
what's on the
This is the
table
exact
right now.
motion.
Right.
But that's where I stand. I'm not gonna vote to approve it. I'm uncomfortable with the numbers. But I know it does, EUHLC finalizes the number, but they leave it up to us to give the ultimate approval or not. You know, what weight that carries, it's not gonna keep them from getting paid, I'm sure. But when I'm uncomfortable with big numbers like this, when I know that project, it just, the numbers just seems out of space, from out of space. You know, so I'm just not gonna vote for it.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, take a roll call.
Commissioner Delgadillo,
Yes.
Commissioner Peskovich,
Now I'm abstaining.
thank you, Commissioner Daley,
Yes.
Commissioner Bennett,
Yes.
Commissioner Richardson.
Yes, vote passes 4 to yes and 1 abstention. Next item on the agenda is item number 11, which is a revote. Motion to authorize the executive director to enter into a contract with Systems Electric Services, Inc. of Wesley Street, Chelsea, Massachusetts, for installation of generators at Grace Ryder and T-Rock Gardens in the amount of $335,560. Base bid $261,800 and alternate bid number 1 for $72,760, pending preference approval from EOHLC. May I have a
So moved.
so moved? May I have a second?
A second.
Any discussion?
Yes, a question, maybe John can, what is the term pending preference approval?
I'd have to get back to you. I tend to think that EOHLC has to approve the 72,760 additional.
And the alternative bid for 72,000 plus, is that a contingency, or is that, what is the alternate bid number 1 mean?
I'd have to research that.
Okay, so that's 4 questions I have.
Yep.
What's alternative bid number 1, what's the terminology, what is a pending preference? And then from item 10 is, what was the original amount for Grace Rider, and what is the final amount? Or do we know the final amount? So
We don't.
I would really appreciate having that information.
Very good.
And I'm not against the project, it has to be done, I see it basically is done.
Yeah.
But it helps me, thank you.
Yeah, happy to.
Just further discussion on that. Do we know if the alternative bid of $72,760 has been approved since we originally approved this motion?
It did appear in the prior vote,
Right.
and we should know by now. But I don't even know what a
But it
pending
wouldn't affect
preference is.
this vote. This is we're voting.
This
the way
is a
the motion-
revote.
Right, it's a revote.
So, yeah, I understand that portion. So basically, we're revoting what we already approved, but I understand your questions also.
Right.
So that's the 5th question I'll get you the answer to. Was it finally approved?
Yes.
For what amount?
Right.
Okay, that's fine.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll take a vote.
Commissioner Delgadillo.
Yes.
Commissioner Peskovich.
Abstain.
Commissioner Daley.
Yes.
And Commissioner Bennett.
Yes.
And Commissioner Richardson.
Yes, vote passes 4 yes, 1 abstention. Item 12 is a revote, motion to express the Board of Commissioners' support of the Executive Director. May I have,
I make a motion,
do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Any discussion?
Does this reference a particular statement or document, or it's just general support?
This motion, to my recollection, was made after there was a bit of discussion on the executive director's performance.
I must have missed that. Was that the meeting I missed?
No, you were at that meeting and you made some comments about the executive director. And then if I remember right, Commissioner Daly made a motion to express the Board of Commissioners' support of the executive director.
What meeting was this?
I don't remember the exact meeting date. Any further discussion? Seeing none? Do I have a motion?
We had the motion.
We had the motion,
We had the
second.
motion.
We already had a second?
Yep.
Do a roll call?
Commissioner Delgadillo,
Yes.
Commissioner Peskovich,
I'm abstaining on that.
Commissioner Daly,
Yes.
Commissioner Bennett,
Yes,
and Commissioner Richardson.
Yes. Vote passes 4 yes, 1 abstention. Next item is also a revote. Motion to approve change order number 2 to the contract with Speakman Excavating, Inc. in the amount of $4,856.72 for repair of a water main break which occurred on 7/11/24 on the T-Rock Garden Septic Replacement Project. The change will result in an increase of $4,856.72 to the contract amount and no extension to the contract time. Do I have a motion for that?
I make a motion, we approve the change order.
I'll second
Any discussion?
I think that was, I did miss a meeting. I was out of town, and I got back into town like at 5 o'clock. And I had to go home, so I think I did miss that discussion.
Which motion is this on?
The one you're talking about right now.
Right now?
The change
Change
order for Speakman, the 48.
Item number 13.
Yeah, because I would have remembered some discussion on
it. Is
this.
this a revote or is this?
This is a revote.
Yeah.
See, it wasn't even clear to me coming here tonight that was a revote, because I just do not remember discussing that, or getting an explanation as to what broke or where, which is not a surprise to me. The numbers, everything seems to make sense, but I would have remembered that discussion. So I can't vote on that.
Okay. Any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll take a roll call.
Commissioner Delgadillo,
Yes.
Commissioner Peskovich,
I'm going to set the record for abstention.
Commissioner
Abstain.
Daly,
Yes.
Commissioner Bennett,
Yes,
and Commissioner Richardson.
Yes. Vote is approved, 4 yes, 1 abstention. Next item on the agenda is number 14, the Tenants Association.
well, we're still doing our breakfasts and we're having bingo twice a month. And we're planning on having, St. Christine's and the Knights of Columbus are gonna give us box lunches, box dinners for Thanksgiving again this year. And they're probably gonna do it again for Christmas.
Terrific.
They did a great job last year.
Yeah.
Very good.
They're delivering it the day before Thanksgiving. I haven't got a date for the Christmas one yet, but I'll probably be out of town when that's delivered because I'm taking a vacation for Christmas.
Good for you.
But that's my tenants association. Our fund is doing really well with the bingos and stuff, so we're
Great.
getting some money in our recreation account. And we're gonna do a New Year's morning breakfast, New Year's Day
Nice.
for the tenants.
Nice.
Will you be decorating? for the
I
holidays?
usually do.
Yeah. I mean, here.
They put trees up, we decorate every year, we have tablecloths, Christmas tablecloths and stuff.
Yeah, you guys go all out.
I did last Christmas, but I was gonna be here for the whole
It's like Santa's.
little village in here, they had Christmas tablecloths and all kinds
Yeah.
of
Nice.
fancy stuff.
Thank you. Item 15, old and new business. Seeing none, we'll move to item 16. John, Colleen or John, are you going to present the executive director's report?
I'm going to present it.
Thank you.
So, public input. Any person of the public who wishes to have an item on the agenda must submit that item in writing to the Assistant Executive Director of the Marshfield Housing Authority in a timely manner, so it can be determined by the chairperson of the Marshfield Housing Authority if that item will be included in the agenda for the next or any meeting of the Marshfield Housing Authority Board of Commissioners. It must be remembered that Board of Commissioner meetings are business meetings and not a place for public discussion. Public input is at presentation for a short duration, maximum length of 3 minutes. Please note that the Board of Commissioners or the committee thereof may act on items in a different order than they appear on the agenda. Also, if it so votes, the Board of Committee may go into executive session during the meeting. Persons interested are advised that in the event of any matter taken up at the meeting remains unfinished at the close of the meeting, it may be put off to a continued session of the meeting without further notice.
Just to make a comment on that, the reason that will now be part of each of the agenda is when I attended the meetings for Narrow, they basically said that we could be in violation of open law if we did not have that wording on our agendas. So that, we wanted the public to have the opportunity to speak at our meetings, but if they speak and it's on a topic that's not on the agenda, then we could be in violation of open meeting law. So as long as we have that verbiage on our agenda, and the public does submit their comments through our Assistant Executive Director, Colleen, prior to the agenda being posted and as part of the agenda, then we can allow the public to speak, we could discuss it. We are limiting it to 3 minutes per individual from the public so that we have some time constraints on the total amount of time that we have at our meetings.
James also had some operational issues that we did over the last month or so.
Excuse me, but I'm just commenting on that, on
Okay.
this first item. Boards and committees typically have policies, like the select board has an operating policy. I'm not sure, we don't have an operating policy, do
Well, we have
we?
policies,
Bylaws,
procedures.
we have policies and bylaws. This is a new policy, and it really, it's great to have it on paper here tonight, but it's something I think needs to be voted on as a board. So at a subsequent meeting, this should be something to vote on, to adopt or not. I have some issues with it, obviously, just off the top. Why does a person who wants to comment publicly have to submit a written script? Why can't they just get up and make a comment? That's very onerous, burdensome to someone who just wants to make an expression, a public expression, first, free speech expression. Also, the second paragraph, a board of commissioners or committee meeting they may act on items in a different order. That's pretty standard, unless it's a scheduled appointment. Also, the board or committee may go into executive session during the meeting. That may be a violation of open meeting law, and I think we need a legal opinion on that. You can't just say, okay, everybody, we'll go into executive session. You have to give a reason for it, for one thing, and it should be on the agenda. But those are some my initial impressions from that. I don't think it would be legal for us just to adopt that, because there are some serious problems with it. And I don't know where we go for legal advice on something like this, but I just cannot see how you have to require somebody who wants to make a free expression to actually have it in writing. Because not everybody can put something in writing. Either they don't have a computer or a printer, or they don't have the time to write something out, or they don't have the time to prepare it. There should just be a public comment period on the agenda, like the select board does now. And why make it more, you're making it more burdensome, is my point. So those are my initial points, but I strongly believe that this is not something that can be a proclamation or a declaration at this point. We really should vote on it at a future meeting. I hope
Does
that-
language come from Mass now?
The language about the open, the public comments came from Mass Narrow.
And Mass Narrow is not the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, and there is now court precedent established on how boards and committees handle public comments. And right now, the select board in Marshfield, for example, is mostly in compliance with what the state Supreme Court has ruled, based on what I've seen. Except that they do have a strict limit on time for participants. But this seems, this would really run afoul of Massachusetts law and court precedents. That's my opinion.
Any other discussion? I'll take your comments under consideration. We'll pass it by the Housing Authority not Town Council, Housing Authority Council,
Right,
and get back to you next meeting.
thank you. I'm sorry. I interrupted you with your meeting on.
No, that's all right, I didn't realize there was some further discussion. We can work on that. So operational, I don't know if you can notice the shed here was prepped and stained. Monthly food delivery was done by the Greater Boston Food Bank. The vaccines were completed, the vacancies were completed, 13B, 11D, 2B, and Blake Ryder 33. 231 Caswell envelope project in progress. Cedar siding is being installed now. T-Rock septic project punch list in progress, completion. Grace Ryder septic upgrade tank, leaching field completed, waiting on the board and pump. 305 Webster Street water tank replacement, fall cleanup, property cleanup. New vacancies in progress, 10A and 16A. Painting of garage door. Blood pressure clinics resumed in October. It will be monthly going forward with the Marshfield Fire Department. What to do in the emergency presentation was done by the Marshfield Police Department. Fall Fest held for the residents. Medical alert sign up for residents. 8 new residents have signed up. Thanksgiving dinners offered. We talked about that earlier by St. Christine's and Knights of Columbus. Day trip planned to the Plymouth Philharmonic Holiday Show on December 14th. Holiday gift bags donated by the Marshfield community. Part of the capital plan is there's going to be an upgrade on the emergency lighting at T-Rock and Grace Ryder. It's a forced project, so it's not going to impact the operational cash.
I don't know what you were reading from, but I don't have a copy.
You know, on the back page, right here on this back page there, this is the last page. It was in my packet,
Well, maybe.
because I certainly would have remembered all.
I know you did. Oh, there we go, okay, I'm sorry. You're right, I was, everything you were saying was clicking, but I was like.
Yeah, so it's
Where is
totally,
it? Okay,
lots getting done here.
absolutely, let's see. I was surprised to see that number of vacancies. I didn't know we had 4 vacancies that were in turnovers.
We get vacancies every month.
Yeah, but there's 6 of them, I see.
Yeah,
And there's-
we've had a little bit of a rush, unfortunately. Yeah.
Is it
People
just
pass
people
away.
move? Oh, passing away, I'm sorry.
Pass away, go to nursing
My
homes.
condolences to all the folks, that's sad.
Yeah.
And to lose your neighbors is not a good thing necessarily. And then there was on this memo here, on the first page where it says interoffice memorandum, there was a couple of things on there that we haven't talked about. Did you intend to talk about those or just not talk about them?
Which items are you referring to?
There's one here about discussion on building department waivers, fee waivers.
Right.
And then comments on the September 9 NAHRO meeting.
We intend to talk about those.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I wasn't, I wasn't at the meeting, so I couldn't talk about
I'll cover those.
it. Okay.
So item 10 on the executive director's report is the discussion on the building department fee waivers. Joe, you had a question on that, and I think the town administrator wrote back to you in reference to the fact that that was for electric work on the generators, if I
Right.
remember correctly.
That's correct, Mr. Chairman. The select board had it on their agenda to waive a fee, to
Right.
waive a building department fee related to the housing authority, but it didn't say what the fee was or what the amount was. So I inquired what was it for. It's been traditional or common practice here that fees are waived for any, town board or division if you're doing work. Like the DPW is doing a big upgrade to their sewer system, pump station. We're not gonna charge ourselves fees, but and sometimes there are some things that come up where the project is being paid by the federal government or paid by the state. And I don't need to discuss this here. It's something I'm talking with the town administration about. In other words, there are some instances, I think, where the town probably shouldn't be waiving fees.
Mhm.
That's all I have to say about that. It's really not an issue with you guys. But I would like to know, as a board member, when we are gonna go for a fee waiver. If there's a construction project that we're involved with.
When I spoke to the town manager regarding this matter, we did not, that had nothing to do with the housing authority requesting a waiver.
Oh,
It was
really?
presented by the building department.
I see. So they just assumed that,
It was not
yeah.
anything that came from the housing authority.
Thank you. No, that's good. I understand that's why it happened. Okay, thanks, that's all. But that was my concern. I didn't know how that was happening.
Any further discussion on that item? And item 11, comments on September 9th NAHRO meeting. I attended that meeting, and so did our executive director. And this is the booklet that basically NAHRO put out for that meeting. And I made a note that every housing authority that thanked NAHRO basically said best wishes or thank you. However, our team basically said, where is the one now? We got a great comment, and of course I don't have a bookmark now. I apologize.
Is that like the little commemorative booklet you get to take home and
Yes.
get all ads in it?
It does, but what we went into detail,
Okay.
and I thought it was a tremendous expression of the Quincy Housing Authority. Here, no, sorry, I'll look for it, and if I find it before the end of the meeting, I'll read it. If not, I'll just like to also pass out, this is the plaque that I received as a board member or board member of the year, and I'm very appreciative of it. They gave me the opportunity to come up when they presented it. They did not give me the opportunity to make any comments, which I wish they had, because if they had given me the opportunity, I really would have thanked the Quincy Housing Authority as our managing agency for me being allowed to receive this award, because it was because of the Quincy Housing Authority that I did receive the award, because of the work that they do here. They motivate me on a daily basis to work with the Marshfield Housing Authority, and so I want to thank them for what they do, for basically being able to accept this award.
It's really not.
Very nice.
You guys are not.
Well deserved. That's really nice.
Very nice. Congratulations.
Well, thank you. Thank you. And item 17 is adjournment.
One other thing is that I see these charts, maybe John, you know, the green block charts
Oh,
that. Is there anything in here that we need to be aware of? Because for one thing, I see, for example, something pretty straightforward, it's a flooring replacement in congregate units. I see a figure, $11,132. What does that number mean?
That's probably likely what was awarded.
That was awarded. And what's the next column? Is the status, like bidding,
Yes.
construction?
That's correct, yeah, that's the current status.
And then the next column, the next last column is contract or bid, force account, contract or quotes. What is that a reference to?
So force accounts are accounts that the housing authority takes on and does themselves
Okay,
with our help. Contract and bid is we're hiring outside folks to take care of it. Our job.
okay. And then the last column,
Let's see, it's current status of the project.
so like it says Juliet so-and-so, is that, like, talk to her, she's managing it or something?
Yeah, she's going to stay.
I think what we'll do is I'll make sure that there's column headers for
Yeah, that'd be
you going
great.
forward.
Yeah,
That would explain it, that would probably be the best way to do that report.
that'd be great.
Yeah, that's an easy thing to fix.
And then I see on the second, like on the third page, or on the second and third page, I see printing on the last column in red.
This work will be done as part of three. I'm not sure why they're using red.
Yeah, I just don't know why it's in
Because
red.
there's some red. So that, yes. So that fourth column
Those
is
may
the
be
actual.
internal notes, that may be an internal note, that's how Rick Goulart may manage the chart.
That might be
For his
his.
own, yeah, for his own benefit,
Okay.
put something in red.
The fourth column, Joe, is actually the project number
Right,
issued by the state.
okay. And I see some of it just labeled, like there's some on the later pages listed as fiscal year 2025.
Yes,
That's where we are now, so,
that's correct.
and then one is exterior lighting force account fiscal year 2024.
Yeah,
that's- That's 2024, and it says it's in the planning stage, so that's kind of hard to understand. It's like, well, shouldn't that have already been planned out and done?
Well, that's money that was allocated in fiscal year 2024, but doesn't necessarily have to be spent in 2024.
Okay,
So that's a project that's kind of left over from those funds, and that is underway.
yeah.
They are going to be doing that shortly.
Oh, great.
Yes.
That's good. It's trying to interpret.
No, that's fine. They're all fair questions and yours.
Excellent.
I'll do the best I can. I'm going to do what's hard, so
I love it.
I'll work at it.
I love it.
Thank you. I did find the statement that Quincy Housing Authority made. The first statement was, join our team. And I did hear comments from other housing authorities that actually said, James is great at taking the best people from other housing authorities. And then secondly, our statement says, where our residents come first, which I think is a tremendous statement. And that's what, I think that the board really comes into play also, is to ensure that the residents come first and we take care of, their needs.
And If I might, that statement is on uniforms, it's on our vehicles, and it is
On the
spoken
website?
It's on the website, it's spoken
on the vehicles.
Yeah, on the vehicles as well,
Yeah.
any housing authority vehicle, and it is reinforced at meetings as well, just if I may.
Thank you.
So I will make that motion to adjourn.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Next
Any
meeting,
discussion?
next meeting will be?
Next meeting will be the first Tuesday of the month of December.
I think that's the third.
Yeah, but what we're gonna, you're not, oh yeah, we don't have to change that.
Nope,
Yeah.
December 3rd. And Commissioner Delgadillo,
Yes.
Commissioner Peskovich.
Yes.
Commissioner Daly,
Yes.
Commissioner Bennett,
Yes.
Commissioner Richardson.
Yes.
Aye.
Vote 5-0.